So this is part 2 of building my custom remote from scratch. In the previous part, I applied the solder paste using SMT stencil, and as you can see, the solder paste has been applied perfectly. Now it's time to place all the components in the PCB. For this build, we need some SMD resistors, some capacitors and some inductors and some switches and ICs like TP4056 for battery charging, MT3608 for voltage boosting, some joystick module, ESP32 to control all the functions, and a battery and OLED display. Before I start pressing components, I want to thank JLC PCB for sponsoring this video. I ordered these PCBs from JLC PCB, and as always the quality is premium at very affordable price. You can save up to $30 on 6-layer PCB, and they also provide nano coated SMT stencil starting at just $3 and sometimes even free with coupons. Ordering is super simple. Simply click here, upload the Garver file, and as you can see our Garver file is uploaded, and select the quantity and the PCB color and you can choose whatever color you want. Keep the remaining setting as it is, and if you want to order SMT stencil, just select the stencil option. You can even order nano coated stencil by entering the dimension. Then simply save to cart and check out. You can also use JLC One service where you will get all the JLC service like PCB manufacturing, PCB assembling, 3D printing or CNC machining. So you can track all your order at one place. It's also available for both Windows and Mac, and you can also download JLC One mobile app from Play Store or App Store. You will find the download link in the video description. Within 1 week, I have received my parcel. As I mentioned in my previous part, the PCB quality and the assembly stencil quality are excellent. As you can see here, the left side is a standard stencil while the right side is a nano coated stencil. And if you haven't watched my part 1, let me tell you once again. In this project, I am using nano coated assembly stencil to apply the solder paste. As the component footprints are very small, the nano coating helps achieve better solder paste release and more precise deposition. After applying the solder paste, you can clearly see the results. The paste distribution is clean and sharp. Following the schematic step by step, I will first place all the SMD components. It's important to complete all the SMD placement before moving to the through hole component. So carefully one by one, I will place all the resistor, capacitor and inductors and at last ICs. While pressing the components, we have to make sure every component is aligned properly with its pairs. After pressing all the SMD components, it's time to solder them. I'm using my mini hot plate for repro soldering. I have set the temperature around 220 degrees Celsius. And as you can see, the solder paste start melting, and after some time, all components settle properly in their places. While heating, I slightly adjust any misleading components using tweezers to ensure perfect solder joints. And now all SMD components soldered successfully. Next, I will solder all the through hole components like switches, female header pins, joystick module, on-off switch and female header for ESP32. And here I've made a small mistake. While designing, I accidentally used a through hole resistor instead of the assembly resistor, so I have added the through hole resistor to complete the circuit. Not perfect, but it will work. Now it's time to program our ESP32. First I will connect the ESP32 with my laptop. Then I have opened the Arduino IDE, and here is the basic code that I wrote for this project. First we have to select the COM port, then simply click on the upload button. Once uploading is done, I insert the ESP32 into the PCB. I also connect the OLED display to check the output, and as you can see, everything working perfectly. All switches, joystick modules are responding correctly. Now it's time to add power. I'm using a 300 mAh lithium-ion battery. I carefully solder the battery wires to the PCB. Then I place the battery between ESP32 and the board so it's fit perfectly. Let's turn it on, and as you can see, it's working perfectly on battery power. Now let me show you the charging function. When I plug the charger, the LED turns red, which means the battery is charging. After some time, the LED turns blue, which indicates the battery is fully charged. So the TP4056 charging circuit is working properly, and that's completes part 2 of this build. In the next part, we will test in the real world condition and complete the project. I hope you enjoy this project. If yes, let me know in the comment section, and don't forget to visit JLC PCB link in the video description.